Today is the big FOMC rate cut day. What can we expect in the short term? Plus, Sui partners with Google. Hyperliquid brings in huge institutional money. And is Plume about to take off in September, leading RWAs? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz IO, and as always, it's not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces, Tuesday to Friday at 9 a.m. EST, link down below. All right, good morning, guys. Today is the big FOMC day. It's later today at 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, so we have a little bit of a ways to go. I think the market's going to kind of just wait and kind of see what happens until then. But I think when that does happen, we're going to see a lot of volatility. So not much to say on the TA wise. I think I'm still waiting for a pullback down here towards around $113,000 if we get that today. But we're going to have to really see, if we want to sell off. And I think we will have a good chance of selling off. We have not telling saying altcoin open interest has skyrocketed to $38.9 billion ahead of the Fed's Wednesday's interest rate cut decision, surpassing Ethereum's $29.4 billion and closing in on Bitcoin's $40.5 billion. This means a lot of money flowed into leverage positions, both long and short, on altcoins ahead of the Fed meeting. Remember, the market knows about rate cuts already. The move in the markets will all be dependent on Powell's tone, hawkish or dovish. In the last meeting, he changed tone to dovish, and we can expect the same tone tomorrow. And then the London Crypto Club actually wrote up a good playbook on the Fed meeting, which I think is actually pretty close to how I expect it to go. So he said, this is the playbook for the Fed tonight and how it plays out over the coming weeks. The Fed rate cut 25 basis points, quite possibly 50 basis points. Market chops as we all look at the dots and forecasts, forgetting that the previous dots were wrong and were quite useless. Then Jay Powell speaks. He'll note a softer labor market than previously thought, but inflation remains above target and economy generally looks okay, but the downside risks to the labor increasing are why the cut. Lots of ink will be split on was this a hawkish cut or a dovish cut, and which one is bearish or bullish for markets. If we initially knee-jerk higher, markets will get levered long at the highs and will all get washed out. If we initially knee-jerk lower, markets will get levered short at the lows and all get washed out. Everyone gets chopped up and the casino wins. Then things settle down. Calmer heads will note that while the labor market clearly soft, economy is slowing, not collapsing, and in fact recent days suggest still resilient. Inflation is sticky but not accelerating, and then we realize the markets are a function of rates and liquidity, and the rate environment just got easier. Yields lower and dollar weaker are reflexivity positive for risk. The big money then over the next few weeks starts to deploy real capital and everything melts up. Funds under position to risk throw the towel in and force to chase. Bitcoin and the broader crypto market finally catches up to the risk move, and we push to 150k Bitcoin into November and 6k ETH, and the broader alts are still pumping. Bears in despair and bulls just got lucky. So that's kind of how I see this playing as well. If we initially, knee-jerk short, or if we initially knee-jerk lower, then the shorts will get wrecked as we then pump higher. And if we go up higher, I think we'll then, leverage flush as well. And I think, like you said, over the coming weeks, we'll start to see, funds start to put big money into this, and then we'll slowly go up over in October into November towards that 150k Bitcoin over the coming weeks. So I do like this write-up by London Crypto Club. Then we have Eric Trump, who said, today, we welcome American Bitcoin, which is his Bitcoin mining company, which is building America's Bitcoin infrastructure. So they just launched that on the NASDAQ yesterday. At the same time, we have a Metaplanet has successfully raised $1.4 billion, including from sovereign wealth funds, to buy more Bitcoin. Metaplanet is the MicroStrategy of Japan. And then we have Next Layer Capital, who says $15 billion Bitwise CIO said that sovereign wealth funds are buying Bitcoin to front run the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with a sovereign that was interested in the ETF because they wanted to get ahead of the US buying it. And it was just a faster, easier button. I do think they'll end up buying both. If you look at the gold market, for instance, that's what you see. People own gold ETFs and they own gold bars. The same thing is going to be true here in crypto. So I think it's probably more likely that more sovereigns are going direct, but you'll definitely see more than one take the ETP route. It's just incredibly convenient, incredibly low cost, and allows you to execute very quickly without having to set up the custody side of the business.
And a quick shout out to Surge. It's this risk-free prediction game on Telegram where you just swipe to guess pump or dump, you earn rewards, and pick up some market skills while you're at it. They've also kicked off a daily giveaway. It's super simple. Every day there's a coin of the day, and today it's Polkadot. All you have to do is swipe to find it on the Surge app, screenshot it, and drop it under their tweet. One random reply wins $10 in USDT, so it's super easy. So check out Surge, have some fun swiping, and maybe snag some prizes along the way. And then moving on to Sui, this is what we've been waiting for all along in Altcoin Buzz. We've said that digitally native tech like AI will want, need, and use digitally native payment systems. Why would an agent want to use ACH or wire transfers when they can pay and get paid in crypto and see it on-chain with no middlemen needed? Congrats to Sui team for making it happen. So Sui said yesterday, Sui is a launch partner for Google's new agentic payments protocol, AP2, a standard that lets AI agents transact on behalf of users. Originally developed by Misten Labs, Sui Network brings fast, programmable payments and privacy-first identity to power the future of agentic commerce. So big things for Sui with Google and Google AI. We also have Guinness Dash saying, nice to see Sui as part of this new Google AI agents payments platform. There's a lot of big hitters in that group as well, and Sui is finding real-world enterprise and institutional adoption. So you can see here Sui with all these different huge real-world partners in Web 2 and now Web 3 partners as well. We also have Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, says he will be in Singapore on October 2nd for Sui Fest. He's honored to join the Sui Tank pitch competition where entrepreneurs will test their ideas live. Always impressed by the talent there. So Kevin O'Leary at Singapore Token 2049 coming in October. He's there for Sui Fest. And then we also have Torero Romero saying Sui flips space and Arbitrum index aggregator volume. So Sui's doing huge volume. CoinEx is one of the best exchanges you haven't heard of. Like Gate.io or Mexi, they offer a lot of coins, but more importantly, they offer the high quality coins you want. In fact, nearly 1,400 coins in over 1,900 different markets are available, so that's a lot of access. CoinEx has active spot and futures markets, and this month there's still one active event if you trade in CoinEx Futures. From September 12th to 22nd, there's a prize pool of 100,000 set, which is CoinEx's native token. And if you trade at least $1,500 in CoinEx Futures, you qualify. And during the event, users with a cumulative futures trading volume of at least 1,500 USDT will qualify to share the prize pool. Higher futures profits during the event will result in a better ranking and larger rewards. So take advantage of CoinEx's futures offers to learn and earn more rewards. Start today by setting up your account on CoinEx and earn your part of this prize pool. Click the link down below for more details. And then moving on to Hyperliquid, we have a Circle saying a Circle X Hyperliquid expansion. Circle is proud to bring trusted liquidity, interoperability, and support to builders in one of the most innovative platforms in crypto. And then we have Jeremy Allaire, who is the CEO of Circle, who says, today marks a major milestone in our expansion and engagement with the Hyperliquid ecosystem. With the official launch of native USDC and CCTP v2 on Hyper EVM, bringing the world's most reliable, liquid, and interoperable and globally available dollar stablecoin into the community. But alongside this launch, Circle is now a direct stakeholder in the Hyperliquid ecosystem with their first Hype token investments, alongside a comprehensive program to work with the most innovative HIP3 and Hyper EVM builders in the community. We're also evaluating the possibility of becoming a Hyperliquid validator. So big things for Hyperliquid with Circle and institutional money. Then we have Mercury saying, coming for the throne, Hyperliquid. So we can see Bitcoin spot volume by venue. It has surpassed Bybit now, OKX, and Coinbase. It's coming for Binance at what is $2.1 billion in Bitcoin spot volume, and Hyperliquid at 704 in second place. And we also have Hyperliquid Daily saying, I don't think you're bullish enough on Hyperliquid. Over the past year, Hyperliquid generated about $1.2 billion in profit with a market cap to revenue ratio of 12.5x. In comparison, Tron ranks 10th on CoinMarketCap with a market cap to revenue ratio of 59.2x. Ethereum ranks second with a 3,168x. Solana ranks 6th with a 2,227x. $54 is mispriced. Under $100 is still cheap. So Hyperliquid is looking good. Actually, if we go to the Hyperliquid chart as well, Hyperliquid is definitely one of the better altcoins right now. It is consolidating right here. I wouldn't be surprised, over the coming days and weeks, if we see this go towards the mid 60s, especially with rate cuts and everything like that. We didn't come down here and get this perfect retest, which is, expected of a bullish asset. And so the fact that we've been consolidating here nicely, I do expect, I don't think we'll just shoot straight up today. I think what will happen is we'll probably consolidate something like this. We'll go sideways a little bit longer and then continue up higher. So I might be looking to get into position somewhere around here as we consolidate over the next day or so. And then, I put my stops below these lows here. But they might also get taken today. So it could be something like this. We come back and then do that. So that is a possibility. I'll be watching for that today. I'm not taking too many positions because it is, big volatility day and a lot of stops could be taken under recent lows. But overall, Hyperliquid is looking good to me. And then moving on to Cardano, we have Charles Hoskinson confirms that he'll be at the Senate Banking Committee Roundtable on crypto market structure legislation. So he's going to be talking to legislators about crypto. We also have Cardano's ADA has surpassed 3.125 million holders, which is huge. And we also have Europe's biggest digital bank opens the doors to Cardano. Open Bank, Europe's top digital bank, is set to offer Cardano to over 2 million users, marking a massive step for mainstream adoption. Is this the start of a new wave of institutional interest in Cardano? At the same time, we have Cardano's futures positioning has never been higher. institutional participation is at an all-time high. So we have Cardano's open interest reaching new highs, but also a lot of altcoins are reaching huge levels of open interest, which kind of leads me to believe there will be some kind of flush today or tomorrow because of just the huge amount of open interest. And then moving on to Plume, we have the NMOI tokenized Apollo Diversified Credit Fund. Man, say that 5 times fast. ACRDX, backed by Apollo Global, will deploy on Plume with $50 million of capital from Grove.finance. In partnership with Centrifuge, ACRDX brings Apollo's credit strategy on-chain, makes it accessible via Nest Credit. And no doubt September's biggest RWA fight winner is Plume Network. So far in September, Plume has recorded an increase of over 80% in price, 200,000 RWA holders, incoming partnership with AntChain, and Circle's USDC and CCTP v2 integration. Plume is one for the bulls. We also have Plume is officially listed on Upbit, South Korea's largest exchange, which I think it has led to a lot of the market valuation in the past week. Markets Bitcoin, USDT, and on Ethereum. This is a major step in Plume's mission to bring RWAs on-chain and expand global access. So Plume got listed in South Korea, which typically pumps it like crazy. I'm not saying Plume is now up 65% in the past 7 days, but here's the crazy part. It's only getting started. They're about to announce their partnership with Alibaba's Ant Financial, and even bigger partnerships, more to come soon. Also, I'm told Binance is going to push it to $1 by the end of the year. You're forgetting that YZI Labs, formerly known as Binance Labs, invested in Plume, and that's all I'm not telling you. So Plume is at 12 cents. He's saying $1 by year's end, which it's an 8x from here. But so this is what I was showing. I'm glad I've left this chart here. We wanted this to reclaim this level, and so we wanted to get interested in this right above here. But what you can see by the wicks here is this was very much a up it and kind of listing pump. So I wouldn't say this is one that is going to be sustained above here by itself. You can tell by how many times this thing wicks up above here. And the fact that this has a huge wick above and is still closing below this box means that I think we're probably going back down here towards, probably at least to the mid zone, but probably back down here towards this lower bound towards 9 cents. I think it was a listing pump with South Korea, and I don't think it's going to hold. But what would change my mind is if we did something like this, where we came back above and then we started to reclaim, and we are actually closing multiple candles above here on this 12 cent blue box here. So you can see every time we've come up here, we weren't able to really close above here. We're wicking above, and now we're starting to come back down, especially with this one candle here, which is a terrible looking candle because it tried to come back above and just got sold off into, and it's closing below this level of resistance here. So not ideal for Plume. I do think we will eventually get this where we'll come back above here. We'll reclaim this, but when that does happen, I think then we start to head back higher much faster. So I think this was very much a listing pump, but this has pretty much been playing out to a T so far. And once we get back above here, it's going to look good for Plume again. And so we're close. We're getting close. And then lastly for today, we have the UFC and Fight ID team up to unite MMA and Web3 communities. So FightFi, the creator of Fight ID, the world's first Web3 enabled digital community of fighters and fight fans, and the UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization, have announced they'll team up to grow UFC's digital fan base through continued collaborations with Web3 projects. Fight ID, an official partner of UFC Strike Digital Collectibles, uses blockchain technology to bridge the gap between UFC's massive global fan base and their growing consumer crypto base. Its roadmap includes development of Fight ID as a loyalty experience platform, Prize Fight, a prize pool for additional fight bonuses, and fighter gear, premium apparel exclusive to the Fight ecosystem. To fuel Fight ID's partnership with the UFC, the project has raised a fresh round of financing from a bunch of people like Anthos Capital, Aptos Foundation, Aquanow Ventures, Blockchain, Co-Investors, Fabric VC, Jupiter, and Memeland. It's also attracted a bunch of angel investors as well. The new capital will support the development of a range of digital products that combine Web3 capabilities, such as true ownership, with new experiences designed to reward and engage combat sports fans. This suite of products will be aligned around Fight's 4 guiding principles: fight fair, fight together, fight through, and fight forever. So that is UFC and Fight ID teaming up for MMA and Web3, which is pretty cool. And that is the video for today, guys. Just a short and sweet one because a lot of this really depends on what happens today at 2 p.m. So we're going to have to watch that and talk about that tomorrow. But just like London Crypto said, I think ultimately, both sides will kind of get wrecked. The casino will win. And then ultimately over the coming weeks, we'll grind higher. So it's a lot better to be buying spot when we do sell off, if we do sell off today. Because I think a lot of times, I think we'll probably have a Darth Maul candle where we'll take out the top, we'll take out the bottom, and then ultimately consolidate sideways before going up. So I think that's the most likely scenario for today, since everyone knows that a rate cut is coming today. So that's the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow.